Last Tuesday, I walked through a busy mall without touching my phone once. Not because I forgot it, not because it died, but because everything I needed was right in front of my eyes. Messages popped up instantly. Directions took me straight to a coffee shop upstairs without ever looking down. And the craziest part? Nobody even noticed I was wearing smart glasses. That moment made me realize something huge. The smartphone era might already be starting to fade. And if you're ready for the future to show up right in your hands, this is where it starts. Let's start with the one that feels almost invisible. The Halliday AI glasses don't look futuristic. They don't scream tech. No flashy displays, no obvious cameras. Just a clean, normal-looking pair of glasses that somehow manages to feel more advanced than most of the competition. And that's exactly the point. Instead of overwhelming you with visuals, Halliday uses something called digi-window projection, a subtle display that appears only when needed. Notifications don't sit there constantly distracting you. They show up, give you what you need, and disappear. It's not trying to replace your vision, it's enhancing it. You'll see directions when you start walking, calendar reminders right before meetings. Messages appear softly in your peripheral view without pulling you out of the moment. But what really separates Halliday is how you control it. No talking out loud like you're arguing with yourself in public. No tapping your frames every 5 seconds. Instead, it uses a smart ring. You twist, tap, and scroll through actions silently. To anyone else, it just looks like a small hand movement. That alone changes everything about how natural it feels to use. And then there's translation. Real-time subtitles across 40 languages. Someone speaks, and you understand instantly. It's not perfect, but it's good enough to completely remove that lost in translation feeling when traveling. Now here's the trade-off. No camera. But honestly, that's not even a downside for a lot of people. No camera means no privacy concerns, no awkward moments, no second-guessing whether someone thinks you're recording them. At around $489, this isn't just one of the most practical smart glasses. It's one of the smartest decisions if you want something subtle, useful, and actually wearable every day. Quick pause, just a small one. There's a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway coming once this channel hits 1,000 subscribers. No sign-ups, no extra steps. Just a random pick when we reach the milestone. If you want to stay around for that moment or see how it plays out, subscribing is the easiest way to stay in the loop. Alright, hold up for a second. If you think smart glasses are only about notifications and AI overlays, the RayNeo Air 3S Pro is about to completely flip that idea. Because this one, it's all about the display. The moment you put these on, your phone screen instantly feels tiny. You're looking at what feels like a massive floating screen, perfect for movies, gaming, or even working on the go. And the crazy part? It's not just big, it's actually good. Sharp visuals, strong contrast, smooth performance thanks to high refresh rates. It doesn't feel like a gimmick screen. It feels usable. Like, genuinely usable. Whether you're on a flight, lying in bed, or just trying to zone out without distractions, this becomes your personal theater. And unlike a lot of cheaper options, the comfort here actually holds up. You can wear these for long sessions without constantly adjusting or feeling that, get this off my face, fatigue. They've also focused heavily on eye comfort, reduced flicker, lower blue light, less strain over time. That matters more than people think. Audio is solid, privacy is decent, and overall it just nails the basics in a way that makes it easy to recommend. Is it the most advanced AR system out there? No, but it doesn't need to be. This is the pair you get when you want a powerful, immersive experience without overcomplicating things. The Even Reality's G2 isn't trying to impress you with flashy visuals or oversized virtual screens. It's doing something way more interesting. It's replacing the small things your phone does and doing them better. Notifications, quick notes, navigation, translations, it handles all of that in a clean, minimal way that doesn't pull you out of real life. And the design? You could wear these anywhere. Work, meetings, public spaces. Nobody looks twice. They're lightweight, subtle, and honestly just feel like normal glasses. But then you notice the display, a simple, sharp monochrome overlay sitting just above your line of sight. Not distracting, not overwhelming, just there when you need it. And that's what makes it work. You're not diving into a screen, you're glancing at information. Voice commands are smooth, touch controls are intuitive, and everything feels like it's built for actual daily use, not just showing off what's possible. This is probably the closest thing right now to a true phone alternative experience, not because it replaces everything, but because it replaces enough that you stop reaching for your phone without even realizing it. Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses. The Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses are probably the most mainstream smart glasses right now, and for good reason. They look like regular Ray-Bans. No weird designs, no futuristic bulk, just clean, stylish frames hiding some serious tech. You get a 12-megapixel camera that captures exactly what you see. And yeah, you can go live directly to platforms like Instagram or Facebook. That alone makes these huge for content creators. But it's not just about the camera. You've got open-ear speakers for music, calls, and voice responses, a solid mic array for recording, and Meta AI baked in for things like translation, quick questions, and real-time assistance. Battery life is decent, and the charging case makes it easy to keep going throughout the day. Now here's the reality check. You still need your phone nearby for full functionality. But even with that limitation, these handle a huge portion of what people use their phones for, especially communication and content capture. If your lifestyle revolves around sharing, capturing, and staying connected, this is easily one of the most practical options out there. Wait, before we move on, quick pause. You're still watching, which means you're clearly into this kind of tech. So if you're not subscribed yet, fix that real quick and then we'll keep going. Alright, back to it. Viterra Pro XR. If your priority is pure entertainment, the Viterra Pro XR is on a completely different level. This isn't trying to replace your phone in the traditional sense, it's trying to replace your entire screen experience. The moment you put these on, you understand what they're going for. You're not looking at a small floating display, you're looking at what feels like a massive, high-end screen suspended right in front of you. Whether you're watching movies, playing games, or even just browsing, it feels immersive in a way that's hard to replicate with any regular device. And the quality actually holds up. With micro OLED panels, you get deep contrast, sharp details, and colors that don't feel washed out. Even small text stays readable, which is something a lot of cheaper smart glasses struggle with. Add in a smooth refresh rate, and everything from fast-paced games to scrolling through menus feels fluid. But what really pushes this into private cinema territory is the electrochromic dimming. With a simple tap, the lenses darken and block out the outside world almost completely. You could be in a bright room, on a plane, or sitting in a noisy environment, and suddenly it feels like you're alone in your own space. No distractions, no glare, just the content. It's one of those features that sounds minor until you use it. Audio also plays a big role here. The built-in speakers deliver surprisingly clear sound without blasting it out to everyone around you. It's immersive enough for personal use, but still aware enough that you're not completely cut off from your surroundings. And then there's compatibility. Phones, laptops, gaming devices, even handheld consoles. It connects easily through USB-C, making it incredibly versatile. You're not locked into one ecosystem, which makes it more practical than a lot of other options. The build quality also stands out. It doesn't feel like a fragile prototype. It feels like a finished product you can actually rely on. This is the pair you get when you want to escape for a bit. Not just watch something but feel pulled into it like the rest of the world just faded out. The Snap Spectacles aren't just another device. They're aiming to be a full augmented reality platform. And if they pull it off, this could be one of the biggest shifts we've seen in consumer tech in years. Because this isn't about putting a screen in front of your eyes. It's about placing digital content into your actual world. Imagine objects sitting on your desk that aren't physically there. Games unfolding across your coffee table. Instructions hovering in front of you while you cook. Or even collaborating with someone remotely, with their presence appearing right in your space. That's the direction Snap is pushing toward. And with deeper AI integration, those experiences won't just be static. They'll adapt, respond, and evolve based on what you're doing. That's where it gets interesting. Instead of just reacting to commands, the system could understand context. It could anticipate what you need. It could turn everyday environments into interactive spaces without you having to think about it. But let's be real for a second. This is still early. There are big questions that haven't been fully answered yet. Battery life is one. True all-day wearability is another. And then there's pricing, because if this lands too high, it limits how many people can actually experience it. Comfort also matters more than people think. It's one thing to demo AR for a few minutes. It's another to wear it for hours. So yeah, there's still uncertainty here. But if Snap gets even part of this right, it changes expectations. It moves smart glasses from being useful accessories to something closer to a new computing platform. Not just something you use, but something you exist within. And then there's the one that hasn't even officially launched, but somehow feels like the biggest player already. The rumored Apple smart glasses. Nothing confirmed. No official release. But the leaks, reports, and patterns are all pointing in the same direction, and if you've followed tech long enough, you already know how this usually goes. Apple doesn't rush into new categories. They wait, they watch, and then they enter when they can make the experience feel complete. That's what makes this different. It's not just about the glasses themselves, it's about everything around them. Imagine this. You get a notification in your glasses. You respond instantly with your voice. Later, you sit down at your Mac, and that conversation is already there. Your Apple Watch acts as a controller. Your AirPods deliver spatial audio that matches what you're seeing. No setup, no friction. It just works. That's the real advantage Apple brings. While other companies are building impressive hardware, Apple's strength has always been how everything connects. And if they apply that same approach here, these glasses won't feel like a separate device. They'll feel like an extension of everything you already use. There are also strong rumors about improved Siri, something more conversational, more aware, and actually useful in real-world situations. If that happens, voice control alone could replace a huge portion of what people use their phones for daily. But of course, there are questions. Pricing will likely be high. Availability could be limited at launch. And like any first-gen product, there will probably be trade-offs. Still, this could be the moment everything shifts. The point where smart glasses stop feeling experimental and start feeling normal. Because when Apple enters a space, adoption doesn't just grow. It accelerates. This isn't just about smarter glasses, it's about what comes next. Once you get used to information showing up exactly when you need it, going back to pulling out your phone starts to feel outdated.